Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, rather. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Crossplay 2. We're live from the home of British Motorsport here at Silverstone for round 10 of the Season 11 Championship. And my first car out is Tasmania in the Ferrari. Set of medium tyres on the car. We'll see what he can do. Blades is joining us this evening. He is in the party, he is in the lobby. We're just waiting for him to return from some pre-race necessities. He shouldn't be long. So we can watch the first lap and we can crack on. So, in fact, speak of the devil, there he is.
Hello.
You run up them stairs.
No, I wanted to see the Leeds goal.
Ah, okay.
But no, I've returned, refilled my drink, ready for some action at Silverstone.
I've got the tinnies ready as well.
Should have got a podium here last night. Not happy.
You and me both. Oh, go on. Put it in the goal! You fraud!
That'll be Kovacic.
Oh. Yes, I should say to anybody watching that I might be
otherwise
engaged at particular moments this evening, but I'm sure that Blaze will be able to take over in my moments of abject desperation.
I doubt it. I'll be laughing at you.
It's not very professional of you, but I can understand.
Wouldn't normally want Liverpool winning anything, but this could be very funny.
Just because you're a Liverpool fan, Ricky, I'm not caring much for your nonsense. Tasmania,
how do you
then.
feel about
departure?
Bruno Salto?
What, never having picked a squad before?
Yeah.
He's gone conservative, so I can respect that.
Oh.
I don't necessarily agree with his team selection, but I can respect his decision.
Anyway.
Yes, Tasmania, first man across the line. With a time this evening, that's 1:28.1. Pole time last night was from Two-Spell, that was a 27.6, I believe. So we should be expecting sort of 27.3, 27.2 as a minimum, I think, for pole tonight. That's a nice early banker from Tasmania.
You would like to think so.
Yeah, he's on mediums as well, Tasmania, so... Let's see
that
who
he is.
Next. Let's go to Pipe Tech. Seymour straight in, 27.5. You know, Pipe Tech, 28.5, but it's a banker, it's on the board. That's the important bit. So it's Seymour, then Tasmania, Pipe Tech, STLR. Kaganis in there as well. Hackfar, he's on a lap at the moment. Should have had a victory last time out, but incidents denied him the opportunity. I say should have had a victory. Should have been on the podium at least. Victory might be a bit harsh on him. Now towards Stowe Corner. So I don't know about you, Blades. Last night I had some difficulty with a couple of corners where there's heavy traction.
Well, yeah, the car just seemed a bit slidey for me. But
28.1.
I was potentially using an old setup. Apologies for that.
I had a new setup-ish, but it was... See, it works fine in your practice sessions. Then you go into a race and you don't put the throttle on, because that happens. As which tragedy has just befallen Hackfar on the exit of Village. Village. I always get confused with farm and village. And someone, I would imagine Ricky's going to point it out to me if I got it wrong.
I think you did. I think that was the loop.
Well, no, on the exit of what I thought was village.
I just saw him in the loop.
Yeah, it was on the entrance to the loop. Anyway, next man. PW Jones has gone into second place with a 27.6. Andre has gone into P7 with a 28.8. And Cornish Mantis has invalidated his run. Let's go and have a look on board with Nellen then, in the Mercedes. Called Silverstone at the heart of the so-called racing triangle, or motorsports triangle in the UK. And there is a hilltop not too far from the track where you can stand and on a clear day see the Silverstone circuit, the Williams, Alpine and Mercedes factories.
There you go, there's some facts for you.
Yeah, you can probably
Certified
see Haas's factory
facts.
now as well. That's not too far away from the Merc one. That's the next town over, I think.
Well, maybe not the factory, but Aston are based at Silverstone, aren't they? So
Yeah, Aston are as well, yeah. Yeah.
count them.
So you probably see...
Definitely can't see as far as Woking.
Well, you say the factory, isn't it? It is now. They're moving it there.
There you go.
Very nice, large building.
Yeah, definitely can't see as far as Woking for McLaren, though.
No. But then again, they're not here tonight. There's no McLarens represented, so I'm not bothered.
Both Ferraris are here, I see, so
Yes.
you'll be very happy with that.
Yes. That's all biased, yes.
We have both Astons, so I'm happy as well. There you go.
Yeah. Pipe Tech, a consistent performer. Almanac's been a little bit hitherto the last couple of weeks. A little bit all over the place, but he's scored points, so... As we see now, just run wide at Cops. Validating that lap. He was on a good one. He was purple first sector.
Is that Tasmania on flying lap? I think it is.
It is, and he's on a set of soft tyres as well, which means I can get rid of the graphic. Through onto the national start-finish straight.
Somewhere.
I think it's been cleared. It's one of the Alpines clearing out the way of his teammate. Yeah. Tasmania then into Maggots and Beckett's. A few points on the F1 calendar where you can really see an F1 car's aerodynamics working. Okay.
And he peels off into the pits.
Just lift it over him. Oh. Yeah, he invalidated, I think, either at Stowe or Chapel. I think it was Stowe.
Yeah, it did look like he was a bit off the track. Meanwhile, we have a goal for Brighton.
Oh, do we?
Which doesn't help you any, of course.
No, I'm not bothered about that, but, you know, we'll take the updates where we can get them.
Back heel from Evan Ferguson.
Oh, cool.
I refuse to admit the boy has any talent.
I've put him in my team this week, so things are looking good.
Improve my team.
Yes. Glenn Murray no longer plays, unfortunately.
Potentially his replacement. There we go. Brighton finally found a Glenn Murray replacement.
Let's have a look then. Almanac, quarter of a second up on his previous time. So currently looking at a 27.9 or a 28 flat, somewhere in there at the moment. And wide on board for the rest of the lap. Heading down the old start finish straight towards Cops. The throttle drops a gear through Cops. Quite confident enough, but can the inside on the grass there to get out of the way. Oh, just cut the inside of Beckett's.
Ah, our esteemed colleague will be happy.
Will he?
Yes. Ollie Watkins has scored for Aston Villa.
I see.
As Altmanac pulls into the pits on that invalid lap.
Yeah. Current pole sitter Seymour is out on a lap as Hackfar goes second. Seymour about to start a lap, I should say. In the Alfa Romeo. I'm assuming if he's called Seymour, he's Finnish.
Have a look. Italian, by the looks of it.
Ah. Snap's also invalid, so I don't know where he's cut the track. Must have been Club. I wonder if he's run wide at Club. He's 2 tenths down either way, so nothing doing for him.
Tasmania is back out on the track, I believe. Yeah, he's coming up to Vale, about to start a lap.
We're just on board with Andre at the moment, heading into Nuggets and Burkitts. Again, another cut.
And Haz is going for it. He's going for it.
He's going for it.
He is. Into one of the first 3 corners, and now the loop. I know that one.
Abbey Farm Village and the loop.
Yes, there we go. And then whatever comes after that, and then the Wellington Straight and Brooklands and
into Lovefield.
Lovefield, then Woodcut.
I don't know, I think it is Woodcut then Lovefield, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I knew that. Keeps it on the track into Maggotts and Beckett. Manages to not cut the corner.
This is the apex though, but he is still up through Chapel.
And then
just a little correction.
Just about keeps
corner.
it in stow. Just about. Comes through Vale.
It's a Club. That's out for the line and improves his time. Goes into 4th place. Information from PW Jones. It's going to be a dry race. All of which.
That's a shock, isn't it? Really,
wow.
Considering it is English weather.
Well, quite actually, yeah. It being English weather. So. Let's see, Seymour back out on that. Seymour's had an excursion somewhere. The side of that Alpha is, I think the term is pebble dashed. He's been through the gravel somewhere.
We can use that. We can use that word if you'd like, Danny.
Knackered is the other word.
Yeah, finito.
In need of a respray. Either that or a good scrub.
Pole sitter back out on a lap, I think.
Well, that's what I'm looking at now. We'll see. I think he's just running and just putting laps on the board.
Potentially.
I think he's happy with his time. So let's have a look. Some of the guys down the back end of the field. Kagan is then marginally up, having just completed a lap. 29.1 is his time. STLR on a lap, I think, heading down the Wellington Straight. Let's see if he gets the split. Just slower, but maybe that's more. Well, it's closer to being dead level than anything else, so we'll stick with him, see what he can do.
Well, that is definitely wide. He's managed to keep it somehow.
He'll have eased off the throttle, I think. Gets away with it. And Maggots and Beckett's.
Right, that
And
is definitely going to be lap over.
He's half a second down anyway, so matters not. Seymour's retired in the pit lane. He's happy. This is where it's not Seymour, it's Simo. But
Yeah,
I'm going with Seymour now.
it's from the northeast.
Hackford has improved his time again, I think. No, he's starting a lap. 27.6 the last time out. We'll stick with him for this run. It's going to be a run for pole. First split, he is 2 thousandths up on his time. For the barest of margins.
Good times, good memories.
Yes. So I know Ricky's listening. Ricky will have had a good time, that. By the barest of margins. Then through Chapel onto the hangar straight. What's the split going to show us? He's a 10th up, so this could, if he can keep it together, put the Red Bull on pole position. Then,
I was just watching PW Jones there.
it's the way up through Club. Oh, not quite! Lost some time in that final sector, but like you say, PW Jones has taken it. 27.5. 0-0. Got Bryson
Almanac
crosses the line.
improves, but Bryson improves.
Only Mantis
Got
then.
and Cornish Mantis, yeah.
But he's already way down and he pulls off into the pit lane, so that's going to be it then.
He is getting another podium though. There you go, there's a prediction. Cornish Mantis podium.
Oh, that's
my
bold.
team,
I
mate.
like it. It's bold. Deathstorm's in the chat. Hello, sir. Welcome, welcome.
Hello. Please tell me my thing's turned on and I haven't just been silent for the past time.
No, nothing. We're doing good.
No, thank you.
We're doing good, Deathstorm, thank you.
Thought I'd check before the race starts.
I think someone would have told us by now if I'd been talking to you and there'd been no response. So, PW Jones then on pole for Williams, 1:27.500 his time. Seymour having come in second place, having only completed one lap, one proper flying lap in that session. Ominous signs as he did that quite early on. Hackfire at the end, not quite able to overcome the Alfa Romeo driver ahead of him. He will start third. Bryson in fourth, Hasmania fifth, Almanac in sixth. And the rest we shall see in a moment. So while we're waiting for the drivers to prepare themselves, get their strategies in order, we can look down at the, well, quite frankly, dummy-like pit crews, all stood there.
T-posing.
Yeah. And everyone in the chat, well, you can send in your predictions. How do you think today is going to go? Who's going to win? Who's going to retire first? Safety cars? All the usual stuff. We'd love to hear what you think.
Cornish Mantis is going to win and retire first and drive the safety
Put your
car.
flag
How
down,
about
you
that?
day-glow Wally.
Oh.
Oh. No formation
Oh.
lap in crossplay, of course. Don't you do
Oh.
R's.
Is that because it doesn't work?
No, it doesn't work with crossplay. We can have issues. So, everyone, I think, has got through cleanly. Simo's taken the lead from PW Jones, though. Much better launch from him. Cops is the easy bit. Stowe, that's where the penalties are going to come from.
Yeah, because you can get away with it at Cops, but it stops you getting away with it at Stowe.
Yeah.
If you just stay really wide at Cops, you get away with it, but at Stowe when was it, a couple of years ago, we had to have a rule that you couldn't go wide at Stowe.
Yeah, and thankfully Coldmasters have really tightened up on it. Maybe Abby, yeah, if people are trying to cut a little bit too much.
Which one's Abby? Is that the first quarter?
Turn 1, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's where most of mine came from yesterday, I must admit. And I had one going round the last corner.
So, end of lap 1 then, we've got Simo leading. Followed by PW Jones, who was the pole sitter. Bryson close behind, it's the front 3. Then Almanac in 4th, followed by his teammate Pipe Tech. And the 2 Ferraris, 2x2 there, Aston Martin and Ferrari. Akfar having dropped 5 places off the start. Currently in P8, STLR, Kaganis, Andre, Nellen and Cornish Mantis. The 2 Red Bulls not having the best of starts, and Mantis is round at the back. Akfar appears though to be challenging Hasmania for P7. Looks around the outside of Loffield. Nothing doing at this point, but he's going to try around the outside of Cops. Here we go. And he's gone off the circuit. He'll have to cede position, which he does do. Tucks back in behind Ferrari. I was going to say that what happened the last time we saw a Red Bull try around the outside at Cops.
Yes, but he wasn't exactly trying around the outside, was he?
No, on the inside of Stowe. Hasmania holds on stoically. Father trying it on the brakes. He's not going to have the room.
He's got a little tap. Well, it wasn't exactly the Red Bull that was trying anything, was it?
No, not really, no. But
we don't want to get political.
No. Although you know me, Blades, I'm more than happy to enter any sort of political discussion if necessary.
And that's on Andre off the track.
Is that just a spin for Andre?
I believe it was. I didn't see him in a wall.
No wing damage that we can see, and of course damage in cross-play is on reduced, so no rear wing, side pod or floor damage to speak of, or diffuser as well. Just front wing and the wheels and tyres that can pick up damage. So, Pipe Tech then, looking to try and get past his teammate, but he's being closely tailed by the 2 Ferraris who have dragged Hakfar and STLR with them.
And Simo has, he had, and I think he will again now after that, PW Jones getting sideways in Stowe.
Yeah, about to break away. And we've got a swap. At Aston Martin, there's a problem for Pipe Tech. I don't know what it is. Going very, very
Something
slowly.
wrong with the wheel?
Maybe, but going very slowly. There it is. I think he's back in control now, but that's lost him a lot of positions.
Quite a significant amount of time lost there.
Yeah, at least
Sure
6 or
what
7
happened,
seconds
but
he's lost.
I'm sure we'll find out at some point.
Originally I thought it was Almanac who'd gone deep, but yeah, we were on board with Pajtek. It was him, just went straight on at the Vale. So, good effort from PW Jones though. He's got himself back in DRS range after that mistake. So he's still within striking distance.
And I believe he has it.
He does, yeah. So
And he's
close up a
over
little bit.
no ERS to speak of. PW Jones, and that's probably why he's managed to get himself back into DRS range.
It's a dangerous game to play around this circuit though. I mean, I found that out last night. Yes, you can recharge it, but not whilst maintaining significant pace. As I found trying to hunt you down last night.
I don't know what you mean, hunt.
No, I tried. It wasn't much of a hunt. It was more I'll follow him and try and get a bit closer.
Something Neil gave me a lot of credit for. Had some pace last night.
He did. He did well on tyres as well. Very well.
Yeah, that was down to my wonderful race engineer.
Ooh, who did you have?
Richard Riley.
Ah! Titchy.
He was very disappointed in his brother, I'll tell you that right now.
What, for not going soft medium?
Yes. Or indeed medium soft, as I did.
We purposefully went for the more safe strategy.
Conservative.
Yes, that's the word. Purposely went more conservative. In an attempt to try and secure the bag, which did happen.
Yeah, to my annoyance. Couldn't have just backed off and let me have this one, could he?
No.
Bloody
Almanac then has been overtaken by Cornish Cock, and he's under pressure now from Hasmania.
It's in what is known in the trade, in the industry, as a Ferrari sandwich. Which I would say is a hearty Italian, but...
Well, considering the filling is green, I'm not so sure.
PW Jones just about hanging on to DRS.
Yeah, look at the gap Cornish Cock's already made.
Managed to grab it back as he approaches the detection point, so...
Yeah,
with a yellow, that is a Mercedes and Nellen.
That's Nellen round.
Off
Almanac is all over the place trying to defend from Hasmania.
Oh, hello. I thought we were going to see something there, but Hasmania being patient. He's going to... Oh, surely not.
Thought about it, didn't he?
I was going to say, surely not.
I mean, if he can get a good line through Beckett's into Chapel. Oh, such a better drive off the corner.
Oh, that looked a bit of a late one.
Yeah, Almanac as well. Tuck it straight in behind. He's going to have another look into Stowe, but unfortunately for him, the Ferrari is long gone.
And if Has can get into the range of Cornish, which he has,
he needs to try and drop Almanac now. It's going to be easier said than done.
I hope Almanac's bought his ticket. PW Jones out of range now. So.
He was driving the train at one point. Well, the Ferraris have cleared him.
Clearly been sacked by the company.
He's going to come under pressure here from Hackfire. He's going to try and run the outside of Brooklands, which of course becomes the inside of Woodcote and Luffield, and that should be an overtake for the Red Bull. The Aston's not going to give it up without a fight. So head down towards Copse Corner.
And that's STLR off at Luffield. Oh, and Mantis has gone with him.
We got some oil on the track.
Mantis completely on his own has dropped it.
Any damage, or is he?
No, he just dropped it and done a little spinneroonie.
Andre takes him round the outside of Copse, but will now put himself under pressure from the DRS.
Oh, and there goes Haz round.
No, Haz.
Oh, I don't know what corner that is.
Ah. On the entrance to Club.
Yeah, it was on the exit of Vale. Yeah. Whoa, and Hackfire doing some interesting things.
Yeah, he's lost the place to Almanac again, but he should. Well, I say he should. We will get it back now with the DRS.
No, he doesn't have it.
Oh, does
Almanac was ahead at the was behind at the detection point. So I have no idea what went on there, but we've now got some gaps starting to form.
Yes. Plenty moving up and down the field. Singhar's finally managed to break that DRS gap to PW Jones, it seems. Front three still driving away from the rest of the field. There we go. The Red Bull of Hackfire should be a simple pass on Almanac. Down the hanger straight into Stowe.
He's going to try the switchback. Almanac is there.
Yes.
But I think Hackfire's just going to have the drive.
He will, and I'll have the inside line, but Almanac
not
going to give it up. Needs to be careful. He doesn't want to burn those hard tyres out too early. His time will come. So, battle for P2 then. Williams versus Alpine. As Bryson chases down PW Jones. Pipe Tech closing in on Kaganis as well. Keep an eye on that one. As for Bryson has got himself within half a second. So he got into the Vale.
And PW Jones just got to be a bit careful about what he does here, because he doesn't want to battle with Bryson too much, but if they can work together, be a bit smart about it, they can possibly chase down Simo here and get back into that range. But it does rely on Bryson getting through.
Simo's not exactly paced out yet. So there is.
No, he's not
still
wrong.
He's still within undercut range as well for Jones if he decides he wants to go for it. If we look at the tyre choices, all three of these guys on the mediums. So they could go for it. As we've got STLR off at Abbey. Back onto the circuit now. could have tried that. Bryce in there.
Yeah.
Closed up very, very quickly. Didn't want it.
Obviously, Bryson got to be a bit clever as well, because just takes one little love tap.
Yeah, no, they're both round and they're
And
both out of the running for victory. Have a look at Pipe Tech at the moment. He's trying to chase down Kaganis for P8. There is issues earlier on. Should have a good move down the Wellington Street into Brooklands if he stays this close. As we see Nellen in the pits. First man in.
oh,
His teammate follows him.
Simo's starting to make a bit of a gap now. I believe that's half a second in the last lap. I don't think this is smart at all from PW Jones and Bryson. I think they need to get a shift on.
Either that or they need to try and undercut, don't they really? And put themselves back in sort of striking range after the stops. Both Mercedes are in, stacking their way through the pit lane.
Oh, and both of those two are in. As we were talking about the undercut, it's coming to
Jordan.
effect.
What are you doing, Jordan? Yes. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Mercedes. Yeah, the second and third place. Jones and Bryson, both of them in, going for the undercut. So, let's see how long it takes for Seymour to come in. They're going to come out behind Pipe Tech.
They might.
But they will have...
No, I think they'll be okay for Pipe Tech. Maybe just behind.
It's a slow pit lane.
You're right. It's
a really slow pit lane.
Very painful. So that's going to be...
So
it's something like 35 seconds.
Yeah, distance to the leader now. It's 32.5 seconds roughly to Bryson. So we'll jump to Seymour in a moment and see if he pits.
I think Bryson and PW Jones getting a bit of a weave on. I don't know if that was sort of a weave of let's go and have him or what, but
I think it'll be tyre temperature. As we see, race leader coming into the pits. Let's see.
I always forget the tyres come out colder now.
70 Celsius instead of the traditional 100.
Oh, and there's Bryson round.
Cold tyres, he's lost it, so it's down to PW Jones now.
A full pirouette for the Alpine.
Yeah, he's not lost track position though. Just some time, so we'll have to wait and see. Where's Jones on track, lads?
He's coming round Club now.
It's going to be
he could be very close.
Seymour, if he can get out ahead. He can get out ahead of Pipe Tech and Kaganis. But he's going to be under a lot of pressure from them. And of course those tyres are going to be freezing cold.
No real weaving on the straight to try and warm them up.
Can't afford to, really, can he? He's got to try and just push on now. And he is ahead of PW Jones by quite a long way as well. It was crucial he got out ahead of those two. Of course, Jones now has to clear them. Pipe Tech should be coming in soon, but Kaganis he'll have to get past. Barring a safety car, of course. At which point I would imagine they'll all be in for a set of mediums.
Yeah, very possibly. Although at this point you maybe chance the softs.
I
You got a
don't
new
think.
set with the safety car being
I
take
don't know.
2
I don't think many of
laps.
them will. Not from here. I think maybe from lap 16, 17, maybe.
Well, there's I believe Pipe Tech in.
Yeah, Pike Tech sense that
So
unleashes Jones to go after Caganis.
I don't think that was what Jones wanted. I think Jones wanted Pipe Tech to just stay out one more lap, maybe.
Give him
Give him
the
the DRS, and then he could disappear.
Let's see, half a second away from Caganis and getting DRS. Who is in turn only 1.5 seconds away from Seymour at the moment. So, with a good slingshot past him and a well-timed or fortunately timed overtake, could see Jones get himself back into DRS range. It's not out of the question. It's unlikely, but it's not out of the question. Andre in for a set of medium tyres. That's probably the earliest you'd want to stop from a set of hards. So everybody now on a set of hard tyres except for Andre, who's just gone to fresh mediums. Oh, that's crucial. Seymour plus 3 seconds, ran wide at Stowe. As we see Caganis peel off into the pit lane. That's not what Jones wanted, but he is within that
Jones is
3
going to be
second window.
absolutely spitting feathers.
Well, I don't know.
Yes.
Look at Seymour's penalty though.
Yeah, but that's 2 laps in a row now.
Yeah, but
Just
as much as
he
he's
was
not
getting
got,
into the range.
yeah, as much as he's not got DRS, he's not been held up at all. Oh, Seymour's round. He's round. He's lost it at the loop. Jones takes the lead. Well, the net lead. He's got Almanac and Cornish Cock ahead of him, who've got to stop still. Question now is, Seymour's tyres will be nice and warm after that spin, but does he have the pace to catch, overtake and pull 3 seconds on that Williams? I don't think he, based on the race so far, he's quicker than Jones, but he doesn't have the necessary delta to be able to pull what's essentially 8 seconds in 12 laps.
No, I'm with you there. I don't think it's enough. Even with the warm tyres and the pace advantage that he may or may not have.
As the two current leaders are in, that's 2 hard tyre runners from early on. PW Jones will now retake the lead because he started at the front of the pack.
And that is the first time he's led a lap all race.
Started on pole, but of course got overtaken off the line by Seymour. Cornish Cock has made it out ahead of both Red Bulls, but can he stay there?
And he's there with Cornish Bantus. Obviously still yet to pit, but
yeah, those two will be in a party together. Well, safety car now works brilliantly for Cornish. Cock, that is, as opposed to Mantis. Mantis, of course, still needs to stop. But Cock on a fresh set of tyres. All the guys ahead of him are on hards, so they would more than likely all stop again, leaving him out in front.
The problem is, of course, with praying and hoping for a safety car, there's only 13 drivers to crash out.
There is, of course it can be brought up by more than just an accident. It can be damage in general. Whether it's just debris on the track, it can be a slow-moving car as well. Sometimes Codemasters just throw a safety car out there just for the hell of it.
Well, I would say Cornish Cock praying for one of those moments.
Mm. But he needs it soon, otherwise it's going to be an easy decision to change to softs. And he won't want that. Mantis will have DRS, despite the time being 1.5 seconds. Detection point just before Farm. He was inside that 1 second window. Medium tyres though helping Cornish Cock pull away despite that DRS advantage. Bryson incidentally has had some great pace since that pirouette he had on his outlap. He's managed to hold track position despite everything that's gone on. And there's a risk he's going to come under pressure from Cornish by the end of the race, but I don't think there's much of one. He's going to do all right.
I've just noticed Simo sort of creeping back towards PW Jones. I don't think he's dropping back again now. It's ruining me.
Well, no, it was just around 5 seconds, wasn't it, when he had his spin, and he's pulled it back to 4.4, 4.3. So he is making ground. He's still got 8 laps to go, but he's now got to make up 7 seconds in 8 laps. So it's not really going to happen. Cornish Cock though making half a second up through one sector on Bryson. So his tyres are now up to temperature. As we see the Red Bulls go for the tactical multi-21. Hackfar taking P6 from Cornish. He will now go and chase down Almanac in the lead at Aston Martin. Got a yellow, that's Cornish Mantis. Lost it at Beckett Chapel. Wondering when we're going to see him into the pit lane. Or is he going to try and hold out, do you reckon, Blaze? Try and hold out for something late on that'll give him the opportunity for an easy one, an easy stop for softs.
I don't know, with that spin there, I don't think there's much point in waiting now anyway, but I think you have to pit, but the fact that he stayed out would suggest that he thinks otherwise.
And if he pits now, he's going to lose 3 positions, to be fair. He's going to drop to P11. But it's whether or not he'd be able to push and catch up to Andre before the end of the race. Whereas if he stays out, he's got the chance to maybe get some points on the board. Of course, anything can happen at this point. Shall we put the mockers on it?
Shall we do the what now?
Shall we put the mockers on it? Put a spanner in the works.
Go
Cat
on,
amongst the proverbial pigeons. No retirements from the 13 runners that started the race so far.
Oh. Well,
Seymour's charge to catch back up to Jones has faltered slightly back to 5 seconds now, that gap. I think his main concern is going to be staying 3 seconds ahead of Bryson at this point. Hackfarlane trying to hunt down Almanac. Not successful at the moment, but he will have the DRS. We can see there, the wing is open. We've got a spinning Mercedes, that's Nellen on the exit of Chapel. Oh, there we go. That's a crash as well. That's a crash.
I think it's going to be all good.
No, it's not. It's a retirement on track.
Oh,
naughty from STLR. He saw his car move after the retirement had come up.
And luckily,
no one in the vicinity.
It's not going to affect anything. Yeah.
Hackfar getting closer to Almanac every time. The Aston man holding on to P5, both with the penalty, of course. Both to 3 seconds. I think this could be the run. Ricky's come in and said it's the first time we've had more PC drivers than PS in this team, which is interesting. It is, it's good to know as well. This is why we like Ricky in the chat. The man knows things.
Damn it. Somebody's lurking.
Ah, yes he is.
Lurking on the outer reaches of DRS range.
Let's see if he can get it this time round. I think he's just going to be outside, isn't he? Yeah, not quite. Cornish Cock 1.2 behind Bryson. So he could be on for a second place if he
Bryson
can
does have
make the move quickly.
Does have plenty of ERS to defend with.
Hackfar now. DRS open. Down the hanger straight. Is he going to finally get this move done? Goes to the inside for Stowe. Almanac will try and hold it round the outside. Tries to hold it to the inside of the Vale. And he'll cut back underneath, but not quite close enough. STLR leading the session there. Sole retirement so far. So we have 5 laps to go, including the one we are currently on. Lap 22. See if Hackfar has enough in the tank to be able to defend from the Aston with the counter-attack that's inevitably coming. So we've known Almanac's been quick in a straight line all night, not quite got enough to come back at the Red Bull, so that should be job done. So let's jump up to the battle for third then. Cornish not quite close enough again to get DRS from Bryson. And if those medium sized are now starting to lose their edge in performance, or whether the Alpine man has just decided to put the hammer down a little bit and show that he's not just ripe for the taking. Oh, Seymour with another 3 seconds, 6 in total now. It's going to drop him off the podium. Down into 4th place. So at the moment then, as it stands, the result will be PW Jones, Bryson, then Cornish Cock. But Cornish now just within that 1 second window as they came through farm. Does he have DRS? No. So at the braking zone, not quite got enough. He's inside it now. Is he able to hold that though through the second sector whilst we head round towards Maggots and Beckett's where the second detection point is?
This is now the battle for second place essentially.
Got a spinning Mercedes, that's Nerlin, and the leaders are coming through. Needs to be careful. Cornish will have DRS. Closing in. Now well within that DRS range. He's got 3 laps to make the move. Take that position and what will, in all probability, end up as P2. Anything can happen between now and the end of the race, but that's how it stands at the moment.
I think Bryson wants and Cornish want to be a bit careful here. Just make sure they don't drop themselves out of that 6 seconds. It's not very likely, but it could still happen.
Yeah, there's 2 seconds to play with, really, isn't there? That's, well, there or thereabouts. But I don't think Bryson's going to be that bothered. If he was on for 3rd anyway, he's going to still be on for that as long as he can stay with Cornish, who I would imagine is going to come flying past down the hangar straight. It's a much tighter line through Beckett's, but losing time. Bryson must be burning down the hangar straight. As they get to Stowe, the damage is overturned, but no closer for the Ferrari. Do you want to have a look at warnings, Blades? Let's really put the pressure on.
Has
what's that, mate? Sorry.
Something's going on. Has 2 warnings. Cornish is clean.
So 2 warnings for Bryson. Cornish has none. Here we go. We're going to see a dive from the Ferrari. Not quite. 0.2 a lap. That gap is increasing right now to Simo. At the moment, that's not going to be enough for them to drop out of that battle and drop out of the position that will be vacated by Simo when his penalty is applied. Of course, Cornish wants to be through. He wants P2. At the very least, he wants P3 on the road. He's got 2 warnings to play with as well, to be a little bit cheeky if he wants to. Bryson has nothing to play with in the tank. Here we go. DRS is open. Has to look to the outside. Doesn't want to make the move just yet. He's going to go for it all on the final lap. So PW Jones then starts the final lap of the circuit. 2.5 seconds behind is Seymour, but he has 6 seconds of penalties, followed by Bryson, now 5 seconds away from Seymour. Cornish needs to get through here and really push on to have any chance of taking P2 off Seymour. If they have a similar lap to the previous one, they will both drop out of that 6 second window. As we say, Bryson's 5.2 out of it. Cornish another 0.4 back from that, so it's now 5.8 for Cornish. He's on the edge. He needs to give it everything he's got now through Brooklands into Chapel. 5.9 now for Cornish. The DRS will help him. It's not going to be enough to get Bryson though. Is he going to have enough in the tank? Is he going to have enough pace? We're going to have to jump to the leader then. PW Jones rounds Club Corner for the final time to take victory at Silverstone. Simo will cross the line in second. Here comes Bryson. He jumps up, as does Cornish, only just to take third place. 1/10 in it at the end, 1/10 of a second. Hakfar will finish in fifth place. Hasmania jumps Almanac on penalties to finish sixth. Almanac, so it drops to seventh place. So we've got a battle going on for P8 then. Carganis trying to hold off Pipe Tech, both clean on penalties. And the Alpine will take the position then. P8 for Carganis, P9 for Pipe Tech. Cornish Mantis should, once penalties are applied, hold on to P10 ahead of Andre behind him. Nellen just ahead will cross the line to finish P12. So these two, the final cars. P10 for Cornish, P11 for Andre. That, I think, is going to be a record time for a course race to finish. No safety cars, no virtual safety cars. No elongations of any kind to proceedings. Very, very clean from all involved. And a Williams victory on home soil.
1 hour and 6 minutes. It's quite impressive.
Very impressive. Of course, you count out all the loading times as well. That's probably close to bang on an hour. Oh! Matteo, you fraud!
Very funny.
That was gilt-edged, man. Oh dear. So PW Jones then takes the victory in 40 minutes and 4 seconds. That has got to be a race time record for COS. Has to be. We'll get the stat neeks to go and have a look for it. Bryson in second to Cornish Cup rounding off the podium. Seymour having taken the early lead. A span on his outlap. Having put on a set of fresh hard tyres. Dropped behind Bryson and picked up 6 seconds worth of penalties that have ultimately cost him the podium. Hakfar, Hasmania, Almanac, Carganis, Pipe Tech and Cornish Mantis round out the top 10. Andre finished in P11 with Nellen finishing P12. STLR, the one retirement, will not be classified in 13th place. So with that then, all that remains is to thank you all at home very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the race, albeit shorter than normal. We'll be back next week for round 11, which I believe is Monza.
No. Zandvoort.
Is it? Is it Zandvoort next?
Yeah, it's Zandvoort.
So it is. Round 11 is on. Round 12 is Monza. I wasn't far away. So we'll see you all next week from the dunes of the Dutch beaches. Make sure you tune in for the rest of this week for the upcoming races from Silverstone.
Can we just stay live for 2 seconds?
We can. Why?
Because.
Go! Kai!
There it is. Thank you very much. And on that bombshell.
Yeah!
Thank you very much for watching. Good night.